Now I think we all know that they were planning on putting Ahsoka and Ventress, but it got me thinking, if they actually had the time to put them on, who would have been the next set of heroes and villains? Now I'm not going to name a bunch of heroes or villains, but I will name one hero and one villain who I believe would have been the most likely to come after them. I believe Mace Windu and Savage Opress. Now, I don't think it's the most good combo because I don't really think they've versed all that much on the Clone Wars, but I believe it's the most realistic combo that they would have put. I think Qui-Gon would have also been good, so Qui-Gon and Savage Opress, but Mace Windu or Qui-Gon would have been the heroes, and for villains, I believe definitely Savage Opress. I can't think of really another saber user in particular as the villain. I do believe it would have probably been Mace Windu or Qui-Gon and Savage Opress. Now that would have been so dope. Imagine if you start up on light side and on your team you have Anakin, Qui-Gon, Obi-Wan. Like, how dope would that have been? And then what if on the dark side you have freaking Maul and Savage, both of them, and I imagine Savage would have been just like Maul, so super offense, but unlike Maul he would have been also a freaking tank, so a super fast tank, sort of like Vader and Grievous, but what both of them are missing is being very agile. That's what I think Savage Opress would have been. Tell me that would have not been a fun hero. Savage Opress being super quick, deals nasty amount of damage because that guy was big and he's super agile. And then you have Qui-Gon, who is sort of slow for his age, right? He still can get beaten by a bunch of other ones, but he's super force sensitive and he does everything with the force. So imagine him. He would have probably had a bunch of force abilities on, and you're gonna tell me, well, all the saber users have force abilities, but what I mean is they're gonna be different from your typical saber rush. Like, sure, it uses the force, but it's not like retribution kind of force ability. You see what I mean? There's a big difference between a Ray dash, the Luke dash, and retribution. So I believe Qui-Gon would have had abilities more like that. What kind? I cannot tell you. Maybe a pull and then he slams them down. I don't know. But it would have been very, very unique because these characters, you cannot make them like Obi-Wan and Rey or Luke. They're just way too different from them. Their mindset, their saber style, they're way too different. So I believe those guys would have been heroes and villains. And I believe they would have been freaking awesome, but I guess we'll never see that day ever come.